Welcome back, everybody, to the C Squared podcast. I'm your host, CJ Wilkins at C2QUARED _ podcast on all platforms. Who do we have over to my right?
It's Frankie, of course. I'm back. You can follow me on Instagram at frnk.music.
My name is Trevante. I'm back as well. And you can follow me on Instagram, Ventures Detman.
I'm Vinyl. You can find me everywhere at Vinyl Fox. Vinyl everywhere.
It's
All right,
OnlyFans included.
OnlyFans is crazy.
That-
Get your $5 a piece toe pics.
I subscribe.
He's from
it's
Kansas,
worth
so
it.
he's got weird feet.
Top 0.1%.
Top 0.1%.
0.1%.
That's crazy.
He made
All
over
right,
100K in one day. Crazy.
How much? 100K?
In one day.
And you're complaining about your job over here, bro?
Bro, if I made 100K in one day, bro, I ain't here.
Non-taxable income got you.
Straight.
All right, boys, what we standing on today? Standing on bullshit or business? Because we're about to talk about the second part of Avatar. We're going to talk about the entire
How about
series,
both?
all right?
How about both?
Stand on bullshit and business? All right.
Yeah.
I just stand on business.
All business. All right.
Well, from the last podcast episode, we stopped at 1 to 4, correct?
Yes, we
Not
stopped
one.
1 through 4. We're doing,
But
One
Lino and I
through-
weren't here, so
yes. So we're doing 1 through 8. So we're going to
Okay,
give
oh,
up.
the whole
Okay,
thing.
we're doing the whole
Okay,
thing
okay.
again.
Okay.
Not the whole thing again, but we're really doing 4 through 8, but the overall series now.
Okay.
So
You finished it, Vinyl?
I did not. I don't have Netflix. So
that's not an excuse.
what do you
Not an
mean?
excuse.
You
I
can go
literally
on
offered you my
laptop and
iPad.
Just type out Avatar,
everything, bro.
Avatar, Netflix, full.
It's okay.
I'm gonna give him an
It'll be
iPad
fine.
and have him watch it while we talk about it. You know, let the adults talk over here.
I'll be at the kids table just over
Fucking
here.
iPad,
This is
baby.
pretty good.
Okay. So
You know,
no, there's been some interesting. Okay, I've
actually
had some
watched it
interesting
again.
conversations with Frank over the last 2 weeks about it.
Mhm.
He's got an entirely different perspective than we do.
I really can't wait to hear.
I don't even know where to take it from here, bro. You had some things said. You know, you like the series as a whole. It seems like from what I've gathered.
yeah.
What I guess the question is, first off, the series as a whole. We're just gonna generalize it. for
Are we
some-
talking about the live action or?
We're talking live action.
All right. Disclaimer: I watched everything back to back. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Starting
Okay.
with Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Mhm.
Legend of Garbage, and
Whoa.
then-
Whoa.
Whoa,
Come
whoa,
on,
whoa,
man.
whoa.
and
Stop.
live action.
Stop.
Pump the brakes, Holmes.
You calling Korra garbage?
Hell yeah, dude.
What is wrong with you, bro?
It's myth. It's this. I get it.
I'm the second
jokes.
darkest one up here,
Second
right?
is crazy. Come on,
All
Bobby, let's
jokes.
go.
They got whiter.
Why you calling
crazy.
trash though? Like, for what? What is she?
No,
do?
you've always
Is it
had an
a
issue with
series?
Korra.
Yeah.
Why? I never understood your reason why.
Mid Avatar. Like
The whole series?
the whole series.
Is it her character or is it the
What do you
show?
not like about it?
Both.
Actually, better question to ask, what do you like about Korra?
You can say one good thing about it.
Not even. I just want to know what he likes about what he likes about it.
I like the Airbender. What's his name?
Is it here?
Zahir was dope.
Not him. No, I'm talking about the
Tengen?
master Tengen.
Oh,
Oh, Tengen.
Tenzin.
His
Oh,
Tenzin.
Tenzin.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
We both said Tengen.
yeah. His daughter is dope.
Janora,
Yeah,
the goat.
yeah. She's a goat.
The
She
goat.
would have been
Okay,
a
okay.
million times better Avatar.
Doesn't work like that, Holmes. Sorry.
Every relationship in that series was forced. Just because there was relationships in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they're like, oh, we have to have relationships here.
He didn't like that they were gay.
I don't give a fuck about that. Dead.
No, I mean, it kind of, relationship wise, I can see that. It
Yeah,
does
like-
kind of feel forced. It feels like, especially from the first season, it feels jump to jump.
Yeah,
It feels very
agreed.
weird. And that's what I don't like about the first season. Well, one of the things I don't like about the first season. There's a whole other thing for that. But
again, it's like he's a spoiled Avatar, right?
Whole point. Literally the whole point of the character.
Yeah, but I mean, for example, let's take Boruto. finally we're getting to see his character development, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can watch the entire series of Korra and she never gets any character development.
Not true.
No. She
I would
loses
say not true.
powers, she ruins things.
What do you mean?
And
Yes.
then she calls them like, oh, they're changed.
Dude, she
It
gets
was
humbled all the time by her villains, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Got her fucking bending taken away. What was the person after
Unalaq.
that? Unalaq, her own uncle, bro. The whole Dark Avatar, getting the Avatar state stolen from her. What's her name? The
Kuvira.
Kuvira. Humble. Sleeps her ass in her bending, bro. And then Zahir, she literally almost dies. Like, literally, we almost had no more Avatar after Korra.
Okay, but you're telling me she's mastered 3 of the 4 elements, right? She would not be able to stand up against Aang when he just came out of the ice and he only had 1.
Whoa.
But he was already a master.
She wouldn't.
He was already
So
a
he was
master
already a master.
of his.
And she
of his
was a
element.
master of the other elements. The only one she didn't master was wind.
Yes, because that's her opposite.
Exactly.
That's one. That's all. That's every Avatar. They have their opposite where it's harder for them to actually learn and adapt.
That's
of course, she would get
pointless-
wiped with airbending.
pointless
There was
information.
no other airbenders there other than Tenzin.
I'm talking in a fight. She can use all 3 elements and he
This is
uses.
not even a fair. Okay,
You gotta let me talk.
go for it, bro. Go for it, bro. I'm gonna shut up.
You're still talking. She can use all 3 elements. He uses 1 element. He'll wipe the floor with her.
This is airbending master.
Okay.
And she's a 3 element master.
But it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, bro, that doesn't matter. One, we're comparing apples to oranges right now, for one, right? If you want to go that route,
Of course, they're
doesn't
apple
matter
to
what
oranges.
you're a master at. If I am a master bladesmith,
She's
right, and you are
3-time
a
master.
at
3-time
using
master.
nunchucks,
She's a 3-time master.
Nunchucks, guns, and I'll give you
And
another
she's the
weapon,
Avatar.
right? So was Aang.
Yeah, but he didn't know how to use any other element when he first came out of the ice. That's what I'm
He picked up
saying.
water like that, that was mad easy for him. Earthbending was a little. That was his opposite element. So yeah, actually, he even picked up firebending mad easy.
That's so.
Except for Earth.
He just couldn't control it. That was the only thing. He could firebend. He just couldn't control it. So could we imagine an
Avatar
unhinged Aang?
Okay, so then let's go Avatar State Korra versus Avatar State Kang. I mean, Aang.
Aang.
That's funny.
Aang wins.
No, we're gonna win that.
Wrong podcast.
No.
Aang versus Korra.
Oh yeah, Aang for sure.
Yeah.
Look. I can understand. Okay, I hate Korra slander. I really do because I actually like Korra. Right? I cannot stand the slander. Different time.
Well, yeah,
periods,
you relate to
different
her. You're
enemies.
spoiled.
No, not facts. Not facts, bro. Aang was in a world where they needed the Avatar, and Korra was in the world where they didn't. They lived opposite lives of each other. So if Korra was actually in Aang's timeline, I think she actually would have thrived. Versus
No, hell
yes,
no. No.
yes.
She would have gotten.
yes.
Explain that.
She would have gotten wiped by Zuko so quick.
By Zuko is
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Okay,
No,
I
y'all
gotta
making
argue
me
with
yell,
that.
bro.
No.
That's
No.
crazy.
That's insane.
Zuko,
She would not have survived.
no pun intended. Zuko alone, bro. What?
Yeah, he would have taken her out.
I'm gonna have
Not
to agree with
easily.
you.
Not
I
even.
think that Korra, if she was put in Aang's time, would definitely have thrived a lot more, just because of how her style in fighting and everything is. She wants to be proactive and be literally at the Avatar, but
But
No,
y'all are-
I'll say-
Y'all are overlooking the most important thing about Aang that is the opposite with Korra, the
Yes.
arrogance and the humility. It was Aang's humility that got him to thrive as much as he did. It wasn't his strength. It wasn't his power. It wasn't that he was the Avatar.
It was his friends.
It was his humility that he was able to survive in the time that he did and learn everything that he did.
I think he had no choice.
Of course, he didn't have a choice either. That's besides the point. That does not matter. People did not want to teach him, but once they saw, okay, this guy's humble. He doesn't want to use his power for evil. They were like, we'll teach you.
Why would the Avatar use their power for evil? That just doesn't
They're-
make sense to me.
Wasn't there like a whole thing where like some avatars just like, if
A
they
lot of
weren't
them ran away from
necessarily
the
evil, it
responsibilities.
was more of like, I'm
Selfishness.
just going to protect the only nation I care about.
Yeah.
And then like literally
Which is cool, which kept balance. which literally kept balance.
No, the Avatar's
only
point
reason
is
why-
to keep all nations.
No, it's to keep the world balanced.
Yeah, that's
So
all
if-
nations.
Don't talk to me like that.
Damn.
Do not talk to me like that.
So you said that about Aang. What about Korra? Is it ego?
She's arrogant for no reason.
Very, very.
Only
I'll
reason
give you
she's
that.
arrogant is because she has the Avatar title. That's it. But she can't back none of it up ever. Every single arc, she starts off as this selfish, annoying teenager, even though she's older. Matures by the
18.
end. Next
Fucking
season, resets. She's back to being this annoying. There is no growth from the previous season, even though we're always having like flashbacks to it.
I'll say it's more arrogance in a different way. It's more like, oh, okay, I learned from this mistake, so now that I've learned from this mistake, all right, cool, we're good to go now, and then humbles again.
But she
different
makes
kind of
the same mistake every season.
I think she has an arrogance based off of, you're right, title, but
Yeah.
also because she has strength and she knows she's strong, but she's mentally weak, which is the
Yes.
difference between Aang, where it
Yes.
is the flip, which is why I can see a lot of people don't like Korra, because Aang is mentally strong because of where he
But
came
see,
from.
people cower away from like the mental aspect of things because Korra definitely had a lot of mental battles versus Aang was all physical. What did she actually do physically that actually made an impact?
Nothing, because she sucked at it.
Exactly. So everything was all emotional and internal because she was already trying to keep the peace.
No, she was all about change. She was change her way. That was the whole thing. That's another thing I didn't like about Korra. It was either her way or the highway.
Mhm.
Like the whole time.
Well,
And
the
that's
Avatar, you
why-
have to do what I say.
And that's
Like,
why
I
she
don't
got her
care.
ass handed to her so many times. Because she wouldn't listen to people around.
Well, she
People who
also
are more
underestimated the
experienced.
shit out of her opponents too.
We're not listening. Listen to what I'm saying and quit talking over me. You'll understand
Yes,
that we're
Dad.
agreeing.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, sir.
See, just like Korra,
We should
bro.
not have sat next to each
Yeah,
other. This
Just
podcast.
like Korra, bro, over here doesn't listen to nobody.
Yeah.
What side are you on?
The podcast.
Devil's
side.
the
advocate.
podcast.
The podcast side.
And then
We
Momo-
out here having
Momo wasn't in Korra either, so
Oh,
I said Momo wasn't in
his
Korra
second favorite
either.
character.
That's my top favorite character.
Momo? That's crazy.
I love Momo.
Hey man, he's just out here bringing you snakes and shit.
Yep. I gasped whenever in the live action.
Yeah.
When Momo popped up.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Momo's the GOAT. Okay, no.
But story wise, even at that point, Legend of Korra, like, I see the vision. They were trying to push the whole change thing, right? We got to change
Cool.
things. Super dope. The execution was poor because it's like, shut up and let me talk.
I can't. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. For once,
The
I'm agreeing
violence
with
today.
you.
The
I'm
violence
standing on
today.
business, all right?
I told you.
I get it. All right,
I
get
told
going.
you.
Like a firebender coming with heat, bro.
Hey, man. The Avatar.
I don't know about that.
Dark Avatar.
See that?
But it's like, they were like, this is a story. Let's fit it into the Last Airbender mold.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that.
Is there a
Only
Sokka?
because
Yes. It's the
there is no
brother. Is there a Katara? Yes, it is the other brother that goes out with all
But
the
that's
chicks.
anime trophy to begin with.
No,
What do you
no,
mean?
No, it was
What do you mean?
all
There's the serious
same.
one, there's the main character, and then there's the person that is the comedic relief.
They were Command C, Command V.
Yeah. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. Yes. Naruto, the ditzy character, dopey character, whatever. Yeah, roll in. Serious,
Oh my
more
God.
serious one.
I'm not gonna
Sasuke.
touch that one.
What's the what? Damn, I don't even know
the only
Mako.
parallels.
Mako. Thank you.
The only parallels that are there were three.
No,
That's
no,
That's
bro.
it.
That's just the trope in general. You have the big three. I'm not gonna get into that today. You got the big three.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
parallels you're making.
Yeah.
But you take Last Airbender and you take Korra. It is Korra's story in a Atla mold.
Okay, you can say the same thing about, Kiyoshi's story, then Roku's story, then Aang's story. Yes, that's literally the whole point, is that these people are continuing literally, it's one big ass continuous story.
I think you're missing the point of what he's saying.
I guess I am.
Let me
He's
get your
saying
ladder because you're
the
reaching.
He's saying
Atomic
the
Elbow
Avatar, The Last Airbender, just the story, not anyone else.
Nope.
Not like a continuation from just a whole story from first episode to the last episode. Legend of Korra is a carbon copy of that.
It's
It has
different.
all the frameworks of the exact same
Yep.
thing. That's what he's saying.
It's like Mario 64 and then Mario World for the
Mhm.
exact same thing. Updated graphics, but in the end, camera angles. In the end,
I'm still gonna disagree on that.
I think
I'm still
to bounce off
Yes.
the
Unball your fist, bro.
potential,
yes, I know. Give me a reasonable opinion, please.
A reasonable
to
opinion,
bounce
please.
off of the potential, they had so much potential for the story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I have my opinions on individual seasons, but
Do you have a favorite season?
Hold on. Oh, okay. No, I want him to finish his thought, but I do want to hear that.
okay, finishing the thought.
Yeah.
The problem I think was, for one, a lot of I think this happened. Some of the writers left,
Mm.
and
Yeah,
that's also
you are right.
because of
Talking about
Nickelodeon
Korra, correct?
really fumbled
Yes,
the bag.
yes.
Because Korra had the potential to pop off a lot and be very, very good.
But see, I feel like they had to balance out the story because it could have been real powerful, real quick, right? Like once you started bringing all these other like lava bend, like the sub elements alone, bro, are already like busted. So now that we're getting almost an entire world where every other person is able to do some sort of sub bending, that can get real powerful real quick.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but I think overall, just outside of the story itself, right? Nickelodeon could have really managed it better because
I can agree.
in the end, it is story writing, right? And I think overall, what it's trying to say, with change and everything, and how a lot of the characters are written, there is so much potential. Do I hate Korra? No,
No.
I really like Korra a lot, and that's mainly because I really like the character, and I like the world, and I like how things unfold in a more modern time of Avatar. But when it comes down to overall story itself, it's not better than Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender has a story so well written. It is
It's
hard to
kinda complex, yeah.
improve it compared to I can go and literally be like, yeah, no, Avatar Korra's story can be improved here, here, here.
But see, okay, I'll make the same kind of comparison to Boruto right now. I'm not caught up with the manga or anything,
Mhm.
but just as a whole, right? You have these kids in war, so you're gonna face many challenges, many different struggles, all these different things, and then you have this time of peace. So time of quote unquote peace, right? They're gonna be two entirely different developments of characters. So you got, yes, this one avatar that's on edge and trying to actually fight to make this dream over here for this person to happen, versus the person that's living in peace. It's just like okay, it's like I'm trying to give the best example of this. In a state of war, right, where we have military control, and you're a security guard at a bank. You really gonna have to worry about your job? No, all you got to do is just make sure that you're ready if they do call on you. And nobody had to call on you. That's the biggest thing.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, right? But the thing is with Korra, you're right. She's born in the wrong time.
Yes.
And that is the story of her trying to figure out not only
Be
her place in the world. She's trying to be free because she never really had freedom to herself, which is the
That's
whole
fair.
first
That's
season
fair. Yeah,
where
yeah.
she literally destroys so much and finds this random thing, and she's like, I'm the Avatar. I have to stop this thing from happening.
What,
but
and she
she's
literally found
causing
out when
more
she was
problems
2,
than-
right?
Huh?
Like she literally found out she was the Avatar when she was like 2.
She
Versus Aang, he had a whole 13 plus, my bad, a whole 11 years to actually be a quote unquote kid.
but
Korra didn't have that. Oh, I found out I'm the Avatar. Immediate, let's get to training.
well,
We are building a weapon just in case.
So, Vine, what she said about Korra with the her ruining everything when she
I'm
first,
sorry, one more time.
when she ruined everything, is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
she
But when she-
causes a lot of issues.
Issues, right? When she saw Amon for the first time, do you think she should have butt in or like mind her business?
I think to an extent, no, because you're as dictated, she is the Avatar.
Right.
But
But she said
because
she
she's young, inexperienced, she's only had combat training.
Mm.
You know, she's gonna be very impulsive, and that's where the first season is. She's an impulsive character. So compared to Aang, it's literally supposed to be a yin and yang,
Mm.
the opposite of Aang. She's super impulsive. She butts in. She wants to be like, I'm strong. I can do this. I can go and do everything on her
Is it
own.
cockiness or ego?
It's both.
Both.
It's both because she just wants to show
She wants to
can do
prove
it.
herself.
So
She
basically.
really does. She wants to prove herself, and that's her character, and that's why you don't like later seasons because she does that repeatedly.
Mhm.
I'm gonna answer your question. It's like, you know, how she would have handled, like, you know, Amon, right? Amon was hiding behind a group of people, right, in a very delicate situation. So Korra couldn't just go and flex her avatarness to them. This is literally, I mean, we'll use a real world example, just whatever. We have the Black Lives Matter, right? You know, it's like the people itself are a supportive group, but then there's the extremist on that side as well that acts as, that's pulling the strings to make them look violent, right? So she couldn't just go in, barge in, and be like, "Oh yeah, no, shut this shit down." No, you're talking about an entire an entire group of people, right? I can't just go in there flexing and be like, "Nah, y'all shut it down." No,
Can't do that.
because I mean, Amon was fighting for equality, equalist, right? But he was secretly a waterbender, taking bending away. So like, you can't just go in, just guns a blazing kind of thing.
Just assassinate him.
Just assassinate is crazy, and then what? Have a whole uproar? Like, you don't think he would have had a plan of action for that? Like, I think poetically, it was really good that he got taken out by his brother, because then, that's an internal family thing. That's not a political thing at
Storytelling.
the end of the day. Avatar's hands is low-key kind of clean, Yeah. But that's just like one of a delicacy of that situation. And another time she tried to flex her power. When Kuvira
Every time
I think
metal
I think
bending.
every season she
got her ass handed to her.
she did. She get her ass.
out of all
Okay, but,
villains,
I mean,
though.
just
but I
because-
kind of like that.
I just say out of all villains, who humbled her the most?
Ooh, That's a good
Man's had her
situation.
begging
Is
back
the
to
here-
help her.
here's the airbender.
we saw airbending in a way where it was just like unthinkable. Okay, it's like, oh my god, this is now a genuine fear to have
Mhm.
against an earthbender,
Mhm.
airbender. Sorry,
I think,
not earthbender.
I think Zahir is probably the perfect villain.
Yeah, absolutely,
100%.
Like,
absolutely.
out of
1000%.
so many, I'm talking so many shows. I've never been like, nah, this guy, not only is he a menace,
He's actually
he's
scary.
horrifying, but you kind of feel you understand him,
Mhm.
in a
yeah,
weird
which is-
way.
Those are good villains. Villains where you're like, oh, okay, I understand and I can relate to you, but I'm
you
not going to commit a mass genocide.
He's one of those villains up there. He's like Thanos and
Can I
another
say that?
villain like.
Can I say genocide?
Bleep it out. Bleep it out.
Like, he's one of those villains that I can actually understand. Like, Zahir is one of them. Thanos, he's one of them as well. Pain, he's one of them as well.
Mhm.
He's one of those that I can like honestly relate and understand. That's why he's up there with the best villains.
Just
Top
the
10.
And I
gaslighting
think-
is crazy.
And I
You
also think that's probably my favorite season. Like it's
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
good where I'm like, okay, this is the potential Korra
Should have had.
has to be like this level, like really good story. And if that was pasted throughout like the series, even if it was with other villains or whatever story, it probably could have exceeded Avatar: The Last Airbender. It has potential.
That just make him the main villain throughout the whole series.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
This whole
But,
seasons, I mean.
you don't have to do that because, I don't know how you would achieve that. I'm not a writer, but
Not with that dyslexia.
but I
Mhm.
think in terms of like the story writing and potential and how that season unfolded and everything, if that was kind of like that in other seasons in various different ways, whether, for example, they went deeper into the political side for season 1, like, and actually handled it a little bit better, not romance 2.0, like some Tumblr fan fiction over here. That'd be kind of cool. I might be oversimplifying season 1, but that's pretty much what I remember.
That's all it was.
Long story short, bro. Yeah.
I really did not like season 1.
Wow.
You're making me anxious over here, Frank. You haven't said a word for quite some time. I see you shaking your foot. You're balling up your fist over here.
I'm about to swing on you. I mean, there's not much to say about a boring series.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
Even
okay.
season 3.
What would have made it? What would have made it better, bro? What in Frankie's world? That's your domain expansion, Frankie's world. What would have made it better?
Frankie's World.
It's a new podcast name.
Frankie's world. I like that.
This is a
Spin-off.
podcast segment.
We're taking over.
We're in the podcast segment, Frankie's World.
I don't know, more like better character development of Korra. Like everybody else in that show had a
That's your only
character development than Korra. Every other character was more interesting than Korra.
I can kind of agree.
Like
No-
Sahir, for example. Yeah.
for like Korra itself, like she has a lot of character development in mental health stuff,
Yes,
but
as
not
far as
necessarily
physical.
not necessarily compared to like really not trying to compare to Aang, but it's a good reference, right?
But I mean, even then, you DJ over here was talking about, oh, she was 2 years old when she got turned into a weapon, blah, blah, blah. Mans woke up 10 years old, 100 years later, with nothing. His whole family, his friends, all gone.
Of course, she got spoon fed.
Tell me that's
Once
not
again,
traumatic.
We're in a time of peace.
But
Of course,
but
Korra
we're-
is
No,
gonna
no.
be-
See,
have
now-
everything handed to her.
now-
Yes.
Okay, so you're focusing on that one little detail. Overall, I'm saying, you're saying that she acts the way that she did because at 2 years old, she was traumatized into being
I
a
never
weapon.
said she was traumatized at 2 years old. I said that she became the Avatar at 2 years old and was told she was the Avatar, and then boom, straight to training. I said nothing about trauma. I said nothing about trauma for her becoming the Avatar.
See,
Here comes the deflections.
Well, I hear. You didn't say it. You
Here you
implied
go.
it.
Here you go, bro. Here you go.
So,
Get your shield up.
as we were saying, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, what kind of host is this dude?
Moo.
The C Square podcast, bro.
Yeah.
This is what we get.
Come on, bro. Don't get on here and argue and then can't back it up, bro.
Why you call your mouth when you say that?
You make me blush, Frank.
As I was saying, right?
Mhm.
Men's got told at 10 years old, which, if you really want to get literal with it, 12. No, it was 10.
he
Well,
was 10.
He was 12 years
No.
old in the
And-
iceberg.
No, 10 years.
When he woke up,
He woke up. He was
Out the
110.
it's 112.
Please look it up, sir.
Please fact check. Before
Actually, I don't think I
mom
wanna
and
try
dad
that.
are fighting.
Please wait on this.
He was 12.
Was he 12?
Oh, that's
Okay.
crazy. I know my
Oh,
shit.
you're in 12. All right.
Crazy. I know my shit.
Even
My
then.
apologies.
That's cool. I don't want it.
I humbly
I don't want
concede.
it. I humbly. I'm gonna steal that. I like that.
I'm standing on it. I don't care. But as I was
Okay.
saying, 12 years old, man's freaking out. You know, they're trying to send me away from my guardian, from my friends, right? That's traumatic, isn't it? In itself, right? Okay. He leaves, right? Freaks out, by a storm, freezes, right? Okay. Cool. Wakes up 100 years later. As I was saying
Traumatic as
before,
hell. I'm agreeing. So far we're agreeing. So far we're on the same page.
Oh my
Keep going.
right? Comes back. All his people wiped. All his history pretty much on the brink of extinction, right? All what's it called? Flying bison that he knows. All almost extinct. Because we didn't know that they had a little secret form. But anyways,
Whatever.
all the momos almost extinct. All of that is his culture, right? And on top of that, to find out, hey, you could have prevented this if you would have stayed. You would have been a better avatar. Right?
He would have stayed.
Because that's really what he's battling the entire series.
Guilt.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. I will say that,
Right?
but also he got same day delivery, bro. Like the same day he was told he was the Avatar. What other element did he learn during that time? There was no other than air.
Well-
that was the only thing. So literally, what else would he have been able to do
He was an air.
if he was alive?
He was a wind master before he got told that he was an avatar.
Already?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's why he has the arrows. But even then,
What was gonna
he was
happen?
still
What was gonna happen, Mister? Oh yeah, I know
I
my
thought he had
stuff.
the arrows because he was the Avatar.
No,
no.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He got the arrows because
He
you
was
get the
master.
arrows when you become a master.
At a young age, it's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
We talked about this
He's
last
insane.
podcast.
He did.
and that's why the little girl gets the arrow.
Correct.
But anyways, right?
Tattooing the child is crazy.
What they were about to do is send him off so he could train and learn the other elements.
Correct.
That was the plan. That's why he was like, no, I'm going to
The
run
plan.
away. And he ran away. And that's when he got caught in the storm and froze himself. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about what would he have learned? He was going to learn all the other elements, like an avatar. I need to spell it out for you.
No, you don't, because during
Okay.
that same time they were literally getting ready to be ambushed. So regardless, if he was told you're the Avatar, you're getting ready to train, cool. Whether he ran away or not, they were still getting ambushed that day. So what difference would it have made if he was there?
you're looking
Other than the fact that Aang just happenstance was alive.
to be fair, you're looking at it in like hindsight 2020, but that was the overall plan, and I think he was being sent like right then. Like it wasn't like
No.
Yeah, no.
it wasn't like, oh, we're doing this tomorrow. Like you got time. No, it was like you're the Avatar. I'm sorry. Mentally preparing you now. We're about to ship you off because
Today.
you got to go do this.
Well,
or
they knew he was the Avatar for
And on top-
quite some time.
On top of that, Mr. Wilkins,
Mr. Wilkins.
Mr.
What do I
Wilkins.
owe this honor? Ooh.
like you were saying, what is he going to do if he would have stayed? I don't know. Maybe go into Avatar state like he did accidentally.
I
To
think
save
regardless,
himself?
I don't think it would have done anything. If I'm being real, I don't think it would have done anything to further the story or anything.
I mean,
What the
An
only thing that
Avatar
they know, the confirmation that okay, we have an air nomad here, or an air nomad, an Avatar here. That's an air nomad
I didn't
for
understand.
Fire Nation. They're
Uh-huh.
coming. They're coming to ambush.
Yeah, they didn't
So what
send
else would it have
anybody that
done
was
other than confirm
powerful
that?
though.
What do you mean?
They-
I think it's pretty powerful if you send an entire fleet of a Fire
No,
Nation to wipe.
no.
Well,
I'm
okay,
saying
what are you?
nobody
what are you talking-
was
I
there.
will
The
listen.
Fire Lord wasn't there.
Of course.
It was just all soldiers. The reason they won was because they overwhelmed they overwhelmed them by numbers, and two, caught them off guard
Wait, you
completely.
said the Fire Wars in there?
No, he wasn't.
yeah,
No.
Fire
I
Lord
thought
No.
was-
Follower Sozin
But
was there.
Mm.
no,
Mm-mm.
He wasn't there all
no.
this time.
Sozin was
Mm-mm.
dead.
When they ambushed the Air
Yes.
Nation?
Sozin was dead.
Yeah, nobody was there. Like nobody. It was just all fire.
all
soldiers.
grunts, just
General
basic.
No, not Grunt.
Wait,
that
Aang
was
left?
Zuko's.
Are
that
you
was
sure?
Zuko's.
I could have sworn Sozin was there when he ambushed the Air
No.
No,
Nations.
Sozin's already
Sozin
dead.
was dead. Roku and Sozin, they grouped together. So
Yeah, of
By
course.
this time, what was it?
Are y'all sure? Am I
Yes,
missing
'cause this
something?
is the Fire Lord's dad. I think you're thinking of the show, well, which we're supposed to be steering back to, but
Yeah.
this is a better conversation.
Are we talking about the cartoon on the Netflix?
We're talking about cartoon.
Okay,
Cartoon, yeah.
I
Yes.
swear on the cartoon, Sojin said in the flashback that he said he went to the Air Nation and wiped out the whole.
That was probably his order before he died, maybe.
Oh, I thought he was there in action. My
No.
bad. So the day the Aang left, Sojin comment happened that same day, correct?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. That was, I think, that was the
Wait.
initial takeover.
Yeah, yeah, it's no, it was.
was-
It was.
The comment was that day.
Yeah.
Was the plan. That also,
Yeah.
because of the comment and everything, they get
And that story
fixed.
happened at the same time too.
Mhm.
Okay, just
Yeah.
want to clarify that. Just want to make sure.
Sozin's comment was passing by. I was thinking Eclipse.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
gotcha.
Sozin's comment was passing by.
that
That's
day.
why they attacked. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, but point blank player Sojin was not there. He ordered them niggas to go.
Yeah,
over
nobody
there.
was there.
I thought he was there.
No.
Wow, but in the
No.
show he was there. In the Netflix, let's go on the Netflix. He was there.
Are you talking about when he
the
the-
Netflix
like
show.
the
The
first episode, he
Yes.
he opens up and just bakes that entire group?
Yes. Base. That's crazy.
Bakes.
That's what I'm saying. That's my
Okay.
point. You're saying it doesn't matter if you would have stayed behind with him. It would have mattered because just like he went into the Avatar state in the storm, you have that possibility that he would go into the Avatar state
Freaking out.
the when they were getting attacked. And on top of that, we've also seen that if they are near the temples of the older avatars, the avatars can take over them. So who's to say the wind avatar wouldn't have
But-
taken over his body and
The hand is crazy,
And-
bro.
fought for him?
Do you think they would have won?
Yeah.
I don't.
I
I'm
think
not.
there's a pretty
I don't
good
know about
chance,
that,
yeah.
Frank.
I
I think they would have lost.
I don't think they would have won. I
would've
don't
been
think
wiped-
would've won.
They wouldn't have
would've
been wiped out.
mad. I think there would be like a handful.
They wouldn't
I
have
think
been
there'd
wiped
be
out.
like a handful,
No,
like
no.
maybe 3 masters and Aang.
Nah.
maybe.
Nah.
Maybe. Okay, but even with all the masters that they had at their disposal, they still weren't able to do anything. So Aang would not have made a difference. We were talking about these masters taught this kid to become a master, right? That doesn't mean just because you automatically become a master, you're better than all the masters. So if they're struggling
No, but
against
the fact that you're an
masters,
avatar means that you're better than all the masters.
not true. Well,
Well,
not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Doesn't fit it.
That's like me adding a knife at the end of my gun if I'm a marksman.
Which can save you because that was a tactic back in the day.
That was a tactic.
That was.
But if I'm not trained in hand-to-hand knife fighting, then why does it matter?
Stab at 3
That-
feet.
that is-
Okay,
what
but if
it's
I'm
like.
going against a master swordsman, that's not gonna matter.
Shoot.
You have a gun. You have a gun. If I'm going against a master swordsman, I'm just going to shoot him, bro.
Jesus
How many
Christ.
times do you do
I need
during the
a-
day at
I
work where
need
you're like,
a drink
what if
with
I
these
come
things.
at you with a knife and you're just like, I'm gonna pull out my gun, cap. Like, don't give me that argument. Don't you argue
Give
the
me the- I
opposite
need a
side you
shot
always
of
argue
something,
for.
Crazy. You about to get shot.
Oh, because he has a knife?
Okay, can we really like all the way back to the very beginning?
of Avatar 1.
Netflix Avatar.
Oh, yeah,
Hell
it's good.
no.
Oh, you
no,
said
we're
all
not.
the way back.
Okay, that was a cool storyline too, but we'll put a pin in that, bro.
Which one?
Avatar
Avatar
1. First one.
Oh.
First Avatar.
Yeah, see, that was another pointless thing. I don't think we needed all that in Korra.
No.
I agree.
You think so?
Yeah, there was no
What?
point
I
behind
agree.
it.
What?
There's a okay.
I like the
that's
history of
origin
Avatar.
story. I mean, we want to
Okay,
know
well,
how
That
it
could have been a
happened,
cool
right?
standalone,
Not really.
but like
This will
given the
be
circumstances, it just
I
kind of
don't know.
super quick. With stories, a lot of stories that are good, you don't need to over explain everything. We know there's past avatars. Would it be cool to know them with the original one? Sure, that's great. But if you have that and you over explain your story of why this happened, why does this exist? Why does this exist? You're putting too much logic to a story, and instead of letting people explore their imagination and envelop it in their own way. And that's
Exactly.
what you fall in love with a story for. When
So
you
it was
start
ba- it was
over
bad
explaining,
storytelling?
You're forgetting. No,
Basically?
you're also forgetting too that you have a character that you're building, but you also have the world that you're building as well.
but that's
So
the thing.
now you
can
have
build
lore from each element on top of the lore of the actual Avatar.
but you have to remember you can world build and you can give context clues through like different things to lead back to that, but that whole story was just explain
Yep.
the
Mm.
story. They over explained,
Mhm.
therefore we know
It was too much
was-
it can be
information.
too
Because-
much information
because-
for a story.
But the-
Okay,
from
we
what I
got the
understand,
history
are
of the
information.
Avatar,
Perfect example.
but we didn't get the history of the actual spirit of Avatar. What's wrong with that?
Well, perfect example. Now, I don't know a lot of Star Wars, so I'm only speaking very little of my knowledge on it. So, from what I understand from me, watching it, you have these people in space, you have these powers, and it's, overall cool, and you can like explore your imagination with that. I found out at some point it has to deal with something metachlorian
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mhm.
That's kind of, to me, that's kind of lame. And that's over explaining. Now, I don't know a lot of details of that.
Explain. I have no idea
But-
about Star Wars.
It's like has to deal with like your DNA or something or
So
whatever.
out of the entire
some
space
genes.
galaxy,
They explain
whatever,
much better, much in deep.
Yeah,
much
it's
more
like
in
there's
depth.
much more in detail about it, but it can
But
be.
does that not give development and understanding to the viewer, or more what's it called sustenance to the character?
Not really.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I mean,
It
For
can-
example, sorry.
Yeah.
The Joker,
Mm.
he has no backstory. There is no backstory to him. They attempted to give him a backstory once. It completely flopped. Right?
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
following.
that's
I'm
it.
following.
That's it. You
Okay.
know, to this day, the Joker literally has no official canon backstory.
You sure? I mean,
Now,
we've seen movies.
That
it's
doesn't
the-
mean
anim-
anything.
That's
It's
not canon.
None of it's canon.
Wow.
Nope.
Like
Even a Joker movie. Not
Nope.
canon?
That's definitely not canon.
Yeah, it's like when you over explain certain things, like we overall knew all these characters, we know a lot about this lore and a little bit of the backstory of how things happen, and we're like, cool, we found out we like saw these different animals that are huge, like the island turtle, that lion turtle thing,
Mhm.
and we're like, oh cool, it has like this abilities, and it lets your imagination kind of flow. And then they're like, hey, so there's this one guy that met this kite and all that,
Kite.
bro.
Kite.
Like
Crazy.
That's crazy,
What
bro.
was her name again? Rava?
Rava.
Yes.
Like is a story cool? Sure. Was it needed? No. Could you cut it out completely?
What are you talking about? Wasn't
You-
needed.
you
We had a
can-
whole the whole third season was
Just
the
because
dark spirits.
just because they made one little plot based off of that story does not make it necessary.
Yeah, you could.
I can agree with that, but if this is
But that's the
literally
only
basic-
argument there is.
But this because it's about balance, right? So that's literally what Avatar, the main premise is all about balance, allegedly, right? So you have the light side of things, right? We never really got to explore the dark side of things, right? Like the dark side, like of spirits and stuff. Yeah, we've heard about dark spirits or seen like one or two maybe, but we're talking about the literal Satan of this world.
Could care less.
Yeah,
God.
to
Like,
be honest,
literally brought
But
it brought no sustenance to the entire story or to a character.
I will
at
disagree.
all.
I will disagree with that only to the point of the potential of a dark avatar. We literally would have had that balance. Well, I wouldn't even call
But see,
it a balance.
here's the
but-
thing: you could have created a dark avatar any other form,
Okay, but
any
how would you
other
have done
way.
it, though?
Any. I'm not a
Well, that
writer,
don't
dude.
count. I mean, he technically was the Dark Avatar.
I'm not a writer, so you can't ask me, hey, how would you do that?
Okay, no. Okay.
How would you design a house, CJ?
How would I design? I
Yeah.
can design a house
No, you
based off
can.
of the things that I would like.
And I'm telling
Right?
you,
Maybe I can't lay the foundation of it, but
and
I
I am telling you,
I
the
can be like,
way
okay,
it
I
could
want
have
this to
been
happen. Let's make it happen within
is
the confines
by
of this.
not spoiling what's in the past already, what's already been set in stone for us, right? all of that was up to speculation for the fans to make up with
Yeah.
their creativity, how all
Like-
this happened.
Like if you're going to do it, right? Let me. My mind's going to like 5 different things. They told a lot of backstory, not even just in the show itself, right? They've done it in books, they've done it in comics, they've told future stories in comics, which is I think why we're getting an Avatar movie, because that's based off, I think, the comics. I could be wrong, whatever. But they have all these means of how to write and tell these stories, and they have so many different stories. But that one little detail of like showing the full in depth of the origin, in my opinion, kind of lame. But also, because that's opinionated, it wasn't needed. Because when you perfect example, obviously this comes back to me with Destiny, because I know so much lore about Destiny. Did we necessarily? There's this new villain called the Witness. He's like the overarching bad guy,
They
right?
finally showed him.
Yeah, he's the overarching bad guy. He looks cool as fuck and he's mysterious as shit. And like what they ended up doing, now he's coming in. We're like, oh shit, this guy's like the guy. He's
Final
about
boss.
to fuck shit up, right? Then
So
they
who's on?
Then they explained his origin. They didn't need that for 2 reasons. One, this is a big bad. We can get like little hints here and there. They just straight up was like, yeah, this one guy is a culmination of this entire people that got butthurt that the big ball in the sky left. And they combined their consciousness and made this guy. Why? You didn't need to tell us that, because for one, we're already horrified. And secondly, knowing that kind of lowers the presence of this big bad.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you're just a crybaby.
Yeah, you're just like, you're just mad because you didn't get your way. Like, that's completely pointless. Shut up. So, in the same context, like, it kind of does it add a lot more to the story, knowing that we know the kite and this one person combined
You
to
don't
give the
respect
4.
Rava, bro.
No, I will not.
You
I
will
will not
respect
respect
Rava, bro.
Rava. It's a fucking kite jellyfish looking thing.
No,
all right.
you will respect
That
him,
thing flatter than a fucking carpet. Okay.
Wow.
and a carpet.
So much hate.
Strain yourself on that one.
Nah, I don't. I honestly don't like. I don't like the origin of like the Avatar. Does it take away anything for me for the show? Not really. But does it add any value? Absolutely not. I think it's pointless. That's my thoughts on that, and we should get back to the actual thing we're supposed
Just
to
real
talk
quick
about.
though, real quick. It's not gonna take
Oh,
long.
there we go.
Well, I tried to make it not long, and then it just went to boop 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 boop, and I'm just like, okay.
Good details. Now the
Alright.
Netflix.
So now to start
we're
this
gonna have to have a
podcast.
whole.
Now we
different-
starting now.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys, to the C Square podcast. Today we'll actually be talking about the actual live action Avatar.
All right.
Hey, remember how I said 2-hour podcast the other day? Here we go.
Nope, you got 20 minutes. Don't you got somewhere to be?
Damn.
I was joking.
I gotta-
joking.
All right.
I
who's
got a
going
little
first.
Okay, but how
Well,
do we
okay.
feel about it? It's
Okay. First off, no explanations. Rating of the first season, storyline wise, and then okay, yeah, we'll just do storyline and then we'll do visuals. All right, who wants to start?
Storyline. I've only seen half, to be fair, but judging from how it was progressing, an 8. An 8.
CJ?
Pass.
You can't pass.
What do you mean I
We're going
can't
down the
pass?
line.
We're going down the line.
What do you mean? Okay, let's all say it at the same time. Okay. Storyline wise, I'm going to give it a 5. Maybe a 5.5.
Okay.
You know what?
Go for it. No.
No,
Just
no,
give,
no,
give
no,
me
we're-
rating.
we're
give me
cutting
rating.
off. We don't need
Give me rating.
explanations. We don't need
Oh my God,
explanations.
dude.
Storyline
Frankie's actually
wise,
tilting me today.
storyline wise,
That's it.
Visual. Good one.
I'd say about an 8.
Trey?
I give it a 7.5.
see, I was thinking 7 to an 8, so it's
7.5.
about there.
All right.
The
Visuals.
mid-master is back.
When we say visuals, like
visually,
the overarching visual of
It looks
talking,
great.
We're talking about
The CGI and all the clothing.
characters,
Okay.
bending.
10 out of
all
10.
that.
10 out of 10 with all that. Absolutely. It looked really great. Better than does the one that should not be named, the movie.
What?
who?
What?
Huh?
Yes. By far 10 out of 10. They redeemed themselves with that one.
I say a 9, just because the acting was difficult in
I
certain
understand.
sections.
I understand.
But it's not
Watching
an
the show and them trying to act like that,
yeah.
I
yeah.
understand.
But actually 9.5. I only take half of.
DJ?
I'm gonna go.
All right, Vinyl.
I'm gonna go an 8. I'm gonna go an 8.
Interesting.
Okay. Vinyl?
I'm gonna go with,
For what you just seen.
from what I've seen, I'm gonna go with like a 10 out of 10. And my main point for that is because it is probably the best looking show, even if it was a movie. Like, say it was a movie, good best
Say
looking.
it was a movie.
Hey, I'm just saying.
What movie? I only know the 2 shows.
Like, no, I'm saying like if it was changed into a movie, better than most Marvel things that I have seen.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
and that's
Okay.
mainly has to
Recent
do with
Marvel, we'll say.
it has to do with like backgrounds, and like it actually feels like a cohesive world, not like, oh, some actors and like a green screen in the background. Like, it actually feels
Yeah,
it feels all together.
Mhm.
Like, and a lot of movies
Okay.
and shows recently
Okay.
have been not like that. So
For the people that gave it a perfect 10 out of 10, like, because it has, like, I mean, okay, it has to be perfect, right? Like, what qualifies it for it to be like perfect? Like, there was absolutely
It was a
nothing
firebending
wrong
to
with
me.
it.
The firebending
What-
was Crips.
over
like-
the. We're talking like overall.
Overall,
Yes.
for fire.
So,
I'm just
no,
one at a
I'm
time.
trying to understand. I really do genuinely want to understand why you guys are giving it such a perfect score.
Firebending looked pretty awesome.
Okay.
It came out, they body not by right here and throw it at you. It extremely looked good, and they actually got burned too. You can see the
Okay.
ashes on there. That's good
Okay.
small
Okay.
details. With
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Water
I can
bending.
F with
When
that.
they get water bending, they actually water bend for real.
Okay.
Like when that was in the North Pole, it looked really good. Even with the CGI, it's outstanding. The clothing was really good from head to
Okay,
toe.
okay.
Whoever did the costume design did an
Absolutely.
amazing job.
a fantastic
No, they
job.
need to get
Fantastic.
paid.
I
They are
100%
paid.
agree with you.
Like the every nation would look good. What else? Casting wise, the acting out of it was kind of like kind of cringe a little bit, but I see they was trying so hard with that, so I do respect that as well. You can tell the CGI and the green screen. You can
that
tell
plays. So this is a perfect cast for
Well,
every single character.
the way how
Well,
they
we
look.
were
Oh,
talking
okay, so we're talking
visually.
visual. Okay,
Looks. I'm
so-
sorry.
We're still in
okay, Okay, all right,
visuals.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
The looks, yes, identical.
Okay.
Can that be a little dark
Mm.
skin?
You know how I feel about that.
Yes.
You know how I feel about that. That's not a bad thing. There's still cultural
I
representation.
understand.
As long as they're
But
not whitewashed,
When
we're
I
good.
was just showing, I actually thought they were,
That's fine. I don't care. I mean, they still look like their characters. They still look
I'm
like
not
their
taking away from
characters.
that.
Most of them still look like their characters.
That's a good overall for me.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna. Okay, you gave it a 9.5, bro. This is almost a perfect score. What makes it almost perfect, bro?
Basically everything. Yeah. Looks, CGI was great.
Look, CGI.
Um,
Like, because you obviously rated it lower. So why was it not perfect?
just because of acting in certain areas.
Okay, but that wouldn't go a part of like visuals or anything.
No, not
so,
so
okay.
many.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
if you
I
just-
mean,
if we want
it
to take
does play certain aspects of it. I
If we
would say.
if we take acting out of it, it's a perfect 10 out of 10. because one, all the visual effects were there. Very
I could gush.
So
over
you just got the
visuals.
original Avatar series, essentially, which would be copy paste 10 out of 10.
yeah.
I would give the series, I would give the actual Avatar: The Last Airbender series cartoon 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That is
Mhm.
actually like, I don't think I have any actual qualms with the show itself.
Now, I know you're gonna argue Azula, Kylie, and Mai.
They can grow on me. I will say they can grow on
That's
me.
the thing. Like, it's way too soon to tell.
I gotta get used to Azula.
Like I said, I'll
do.
give it grace. I've said I will give it grace.
But like I also said, I'm pretty sure they were future proofing this just in case it got picked up.
And I'm glad you said that on cam because we did have a conversation about
Yep.
that, and it makes a lot more sense to me in that sense, right?
Mhm.
So future proofing your cast, covering your ass, bars.
What else? The fact that they were able to bring Appa and Momo
Yeah,
to life
I think they ain't getting
without.
enough screen time. Is that just me?
It's just expensive.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff's expensive. so.
TBH.
Yeah, it's expensive, and they were on a budget. That's the reason why.
Just use Blender.
Shut
They
up.
fixed all the-
Well, yeah, because
They probably
one, they're
did.
looking at you got to take the business side of this. They look at the past history of Avatar. Basically, the cartoon with Aang is the highest grossing one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by
yeah.
far.
Right.
Korra did awful.
Korra didn't do that good.
Of course.
Nickelodeon
The
coulda fucked
movie
that up,
didn't
but,
do
Hell
good at
no.
all. So at
CJ, bro.
this point, they're like, this is a gamble. This is a gamble.
This
so-
whole Netflix Avatar, this whole gamble.
yeah,
just
it's
saying.
a whole
Oh,
gamble.
absolutely.
So they're like, we're gonna give you some budget, but we can't give you all of it. So, make the lemonade
Season
out
2
of
better
oranges.
pop off.
I hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
But
go ahead,
now that
go ahead.
it's like, it was a huge hit,
Mhm.
right?
Did that like break records? Something like that?
It actually did. It actually did.
Mhm.
Good.
Like, if we're talking about the actual live action, no,
Yep.
it didn't. But if we're talking about the actual Avatar show, it did actually break records.
Okay, that's what's up. Cool.
So now it's like, okay, we got the viewers. They probably made the money back.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, tenfold.
So at this
tenfold.
point, they're like, okay, we have a bigger budget. Now we can go more in detail with the story, more in
Season
detail
2.
with the characters, not so rushed. Because I'm pretty sure at this point, they were also like,
Think they were rushing?
take this whole season, guys, and
Mhm.
give me 8
They were.
episodes. Yeah.
Did you ask if they were rushing?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. We
I
got
just wanna
like
hear your
5
opinions.
different episodes in one episode.
You're right. I just
But-
want
With that, like, pay attention to what the director said. This is not an adaptation of the cartoon. It references the cartoon. That's it.
I think that's my problem. I watched
That's
the
not-
cartoon so much that I thought it would be identical.
No, they're not recreating the cartoon. They said that off the rip. They were like, if you're expecting,
that wasn't the original plan.
that was the get-go plan from always. They always said,
No.
we're not creating the cartoon. Don't expect to see everything you saw in the cartoon
Which I can get that. I can
one
understand
to
that.
one
Understand.
on the live
Right,
action
and I'm
screen.
not expecting 1-to-1. But when you say, okay, we're gonna go this route, and then you're like, nah, F that midway through it, we're gonna go to Game of Thrones route. That's a difference. When you have actual people who were involved in the original Avatar series walking off because it's no longer along the same storyline that they were trying to achieve. They even had Avatar did so good on Netflix. It like what, tripled their profit? They were actually able to
True.
open their own Avatar studios, which is why
Mm.
which is why we're actually getting a part which is why we're getting all this stuff for the next 10 years of Avatar.
To be
So
fair,
why
the only reason this is a very big part of this that Avatar popped off on Netflix the way it did was because of COVID.
COVID? Okay.
That is the biggest.
Mm.
You have to.
What?
That affected so many industries. This
Mhm.
is just a quick side thing. It affected Twitch in a way that you will never expect. Like that thing popped off even more to the point where it became mainstream, and they still have not been able to exceed the profits they made during COVID. It's the same thing with Netflix and with a lot of shows, especially Avatar. It popped off in a way because people never seen the show, watched it. That's a lot of their introduction to what you would consider anime. That's their first time during COVID. people who would never have expected to be into anything like that because we were all locked in for so long. So, though they made profits and it's fantastic, I love that. You have to remember that is a big player for that.
Yeah. I want to disagree, but that is actually a
course.
valid point. I mean, I still think because Avatar: The Last Airbender is still an amazing series. I feel like regardless of when they dropped it, I feel like COVID was like, okay, yeah, here you go, y'all ain't got shit else to do. But I still think regardless if they when they had put it out, I just think that was one good marketing strategy. But two, I think if they didn't put it out and we got it today, I think it would still do really good because of the weight of the show alone.
I don't disagree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Which
Like,
is
the
why
show
I'm not
itself,
disagreeing with you.
yeah, the show itself would succeed, but it wouldn't have succeeded. It succeeded
right.
back in the day too, and it would still succeed now. But the way it exploded in popularity, even more so than it already did in a more modern age, is because of COVID.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't hear your visual of.
Visuals. The CGI is fantastic. What I think that makes it a really good 10 out of 10 is not just because of how everything looks, but how it's able to keep me in the world and engrossed because everything is so coherent. Nothing feels out of place really.
Mm.
Like it just feels all like in one involved world. The fire effects are amazing. Water effects are amazing. The earthbending right at the beginning blew me my fucking mind.
I think they opened
definitely
up with
set
that because
that
look,
set
we're
the
showing you
I forgot about that one.
expectations.
The earthbending was
The
indeed
expectations right at the beginning was set. I was like, if nothing succeeds to equal this, I will be upset because that was fucking sick as shit.
No, yeah, y'all set the bar like
Yeah, it was
here.
like right out the gate. It was like, here's our bar, and I'm like, that's your bar. You better
stick
keep
to
it. And they definitely did that throughout the entire. Well, at least for the part that I watched, the first half. I'm just like, nah. Set pieces, banger. Costume design, awesome. Immaculate. Like it felt like Avatar, and that's what I love a lot.
Okay, I can get behind it.
DJ.
His hair whack, his gear whack. No. For real though,
What did you scale to 1 to 10?
8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said in previous podcasts before, we're getting the trial version of it, right? So I'm not expecting the CGI and everything to be all, amazing, wonderful, like, movie tier, right? Because there were times you could kind of see the CGI, right? Like, flying on Appa. I understand. Cool.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason it goes down. It goes down, that for there. When Aang went into the I feel like when Aang kind of went into the Avatar state, where he went in twice, right? In the actual live, it just felt very odd. I guess it was more of the fact that he didn't feel believable going into the Avatar state. You can also see on his eyes kind of like shift around as well. Like they CGI'd his actual face, like which didn't feel authentic. So
when
that
he did the last episode when he was
he found out that Gyatso, like that episode with Gyatso or whatever, you could just kind of see it on his face. It looked like he was straining. It just felt very odd. Now, I think if they had just left it alone and just did the glow and everything, I think it would have been fine. It's like small little things like that to where it's like, okay, it makes me, if I'm watching a show and then I see that kind of thing, like it disconnects me from the show a bit where I'm not in it anymore. And then it's just like small little things like that. That's why it kind of goes down to an 8. I don't think there's anything really out there for me to give it a perfect 10. But 8.5 is pretty good. That's actually really, really good coming from the mid-master.
The mid-master, that's for sure.
What else? I think
are we ready for season 2? Are we ready to see Toph?
I'm still ready for no, I'm not ready to see Toph. I am ready to see Aang waterbend. That's really like that's what I
It's
want.
crazy that he ain't not waterbend not one
No,
time. I do find
that's
that a little
all
crazy.
that's what I get we're speeding things up. I can get past that. That's fine.
No budgetary.
But that's not okay, but
Yeah.
I understand, but I don't have to agree with that. like there's some like if you're going to do this big ass CGI koi fish at the end of this episode and then have it absolutely go nowhere else, like for a whole like what 20 minutes, you had just black and white. You had just black and white in the episode, which is fine. That's not a problem. Black, white, and red. That's a color grading thing. What you think? $18,000 went to that?
How many movies have you made?
Actually, I'm in one movie, so that
How much did it gross?
it has not been released yet, so we'll figure it out.
How much did you get paid?
Did you?
Uh,
I'm baffled
credits?
at that entire. I think my brain hurts from that.
No, that's the
hurt.
concussion.
You're gonna give me one. You're gonna give me an aneurysm.
Oh, so you didn't have one the first time. Oh, got him.
This nigga. Sorry about that, y'all.
This fucking guy.
No, but I don't think there's anything out there that I've seen yet to give it a perfect 10.
Okay.
But that's still pretty high. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, no.
You know, like I said, it I understand what you're saying that yes, there is a budget, but there's so many things that were rushed or just put in there to where it's like, okay, this doesn't, I'm trying to make it make sense in this world. Even if I detach myself from the cartoon and put myself in the position of just watching the show alone as it is, why are there certain things being done to where it just doesn't make sense as a whole?
Such as?
Yeah, I'd need examples.
Okay. Meshing storylines. See, okay, I guess this is attaching a little bit to Avatar, but you're you have a blueprint, right? Okay, we can take these things out of the blueprint and still make it flow consistent. Like Aang, Katara, and Sokka all going into the spirit world at the same time is kind of odd. Instead of actually just going to the place where the spirits are, which is that dead world, Lost Souls or whatever, right? They made it as okay, Aang's trying to go into Avatar state, spirit world, or whatever, and he brings his friends, and now he's like, oh, I have to go save my friends before Ko gets them. Dude, you took 3 days to save your friends. Ko already stole their faces. Like, if we're being real, Ko stole their faces already.
To be fair, it's still kind of attaching.
No, that's hella
That's
attached.
This one.
Cool. I mean, I'll stand on it then. I'll stand on it. That's
because
that bothers me a bit, but also like it's not a new watcher friendly show. Like
It
if you
wasn't
don't know
meant to
what's
be.
going- If you
You either watch that not knowing anything about Avatar and enjoy it, or you
you're
watch it
confused as
as
shit.
or you watch it as an experienced watcher and appreciate the nostalgia behind it. It's
I do,
either or. It's not
I
meant to
appreciate
be.
it. I
It's
appreciate
not
it.
meant to be an introduction to Avatar.
That's cool.
And even then,
We're getting
it
notes.
is good enough for someone who hasn't watched it to watch it and be like, oh, I'm interested in this. Let me go watch the actual cartoon. Another thing, the whole cone thing, that was just a little side quest, even in the cartoon. It was not that huge. Technically,
But
by
does it
definition-
further the plot in any way, shape, or form?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. So why did we get it?
So like Rava.
That's-
Got him.
Bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
No. Let's drift back this way, Holmes. Come back this way, all right? Ooh, that got me. That got me.
Because it flowed with the live action storyline.
Well, we're talking the live action story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right? Like,
That's why they
so-
kept it. They just kept it in there. It just made it flow better.
But he didn't have to go to Roku's temple to fight Ko.
He didn't go to Roku's Temple to fight Ko. He went
Right
to
in
figure it
the
out.
OG series, right? You know, he actually went to talk to Roku about something else. Like
Mhm.
But-
I forget what he went to like actually go talk to him about, but it
In the
wasn't about Ko.
cartoon?
Yeah,
Oh, it's about Sosa's comment.
yeah, okay, yeah, and we're getting like things from different seasons into the first season when they're introduced in the later season through a different character.
Again, attachment to the original.
Yeah, that's
It's
all.
this
it
is
But
is.
if you're
supposed to
playing
be-
if you're playing
I-
off nostalgia
No,
as
I
well,
I
then like
completely agree with you in terms of like, yes, they are bleeding everything together. But if you're trying to separate them, and you're right, they're playing off nostalgia, but you also have to remember this is its own
Yep.
thing.
Hmm.
It's
but
you
not.
have to.
No,
but
it is.
It's its own thing, but it's not.
No, it is.
You're playing off of a storyline that is already written out for you. You're taking this and now you're making it into this.
No,
Yes, that's what
No.
it is.
no, it's not.
So how do you have
It's
an original
you're making
Avatar?
this, referencing this. That's all it is.
Sounds like fucking potato to me.
No,
Potato,
no,
potato.
no, it's not. It's basic.
So you can't have a live action series without having the cartoon Avatar. There's no way unless you create an entirely different or new Avatar.
You want me to? Okay, let me shut this argument down for you. Right,
Go for
the
it.
Dark Knight trilogy. Right,
Let's go.
certain points are accurate to the comic series and even the animated series. The suit, the names, that's about it.
Mhm.
The storyline, completely different in every single movie. All right?
But you're
okay.
playing off of a character.
The
You're bringing-
Batmobile, the Bat Jet, iconic vehicles in
Yes.
Batman, right? They look nothing like the comic
'cause it's
in
not
the
a part of
movie.
You also have to think about it as
Like,
like
stop yelling at me.
I'm not.
you have to think of it as like, okay, so you're saying they're not super important to and integral, right? To the series. Still have the whole parent death in the alleyway thing. That's accurate through all of it, right? Okay. But everything leading up after that sometimes does change. And it's because it's overarching. That's just Batman.
Batman versus Superman. Alfred dies. Completely different.
Oh,
You haven't seen
Oh no,
Batman?
not Alfred. His dad dies.
I was going to say.
Yeah, which his dad should have died a long time ago. This is where you're not understanding. The Dark Trilogy series is just a reference to Batman. Christopher Nolan said it himself. I'm not making a Batman based off the comics.
Okay, that's
I'm making
cool.
a reality movie that references the comic, right?
That's
Which is
fine.
the same thing that the live action Avatar's doing. It's just making it human, but referencing it. It
So
doesn't mean
we're making an original. This is going into multiverse stuff. We're making an
no,
original
because they're
series,
not saying
but
it's in the same universe. It's
we're
its
not having to
own
say
thing.
it's right. We're
Multiverse
branching
means
off.
it's
We're
based
branching
off of the same universe. That's what multiverse means.
Fine.
Anywhere.
Different universe, different time.
It's not
different
even a
something.
universe.
Whatever the fuck you want to. Then what is it?
It's just a standalone
Different
show.
reality. How about
It's
that?
just
Nope, not
Different reality.
even.
it's literally just
Regardless.
live action Avatar.
That's all it is. Live
Regardless,
action Avatar.
You're taking this and then you're putting it into this while trying to still have an original series. It's not original if it derives from
Hence
something
the
else.
referencing part.
That's
a
cool.
reference.
You can
That's
reference,
all it
but you're
means.
talking about so the entire show is reference.
Yes.
So it's not an original series.
This is not
It's a
Boruto.
live
It's a
action
live action
series.
adaptation of.
It's not
supposed to be a
even-
live it's supposed to be an adaptation.
No,
Yes,
No.
that's exactly what it is.
no, it's not. That's what you want it to be.
Guys,
That's
this
what
is
it
not
is.
Boruto, okay?
You shut your mouth.
This is not
You're Boruto crap.
Boruto where
Talk about Avatar.
they're trying to
Solo
take the
Boruto.
manga
Boruto's
and
lit.
make an exact replication except
Look,
deviating a
Look,
whole story.
Korra could
into,
solo
like,
Boruto. Stop it.
Whoa.
whoa, you will not disrespect my man's.
Yeah, Korra couldn't even solo her own villains.
Oh,
Oh. Yeah.
You could solo Aang's though.
No, he soloed him.
Now that I think about it,
He soloed all the villains.
No, I'm talking about Korra. She didn't solo.
No,
No,
did that.
she lost every fight pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow, she did.
Which is cool. I mean,
That's
Even
that's
Chimera?
cool. Yeah.
At least get
Bro,
one
she
W.
got wiped, bro.
Mhm.
She got wiped.
Poor Korra. Can you imagine a live action Korra?
Please don't.
I'd actually be.
I'll be
interested. I'm not gonna
entertained.
lie, I'd
Rewrite
be
the
interested
story.
in that.
Rewrite the story.
Yeah,
Rewrite
if
the
they
story.
rewrite the story completely, I might give it a chance.
Mm,
Or if Doris makes me watch it. One of the two.
Shout out Doris. Probably the only reason you watch this series.
It actually is.
Shout out to Doris. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today.
That probably do her a 20-30 year, probably.
No, because
We're
we're
not gonna be
focusing on
alive.
the new Avatar soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh yeah, the new Earthbender.
Mhm.
That's
And we got a lot going on.
Apparently,
with
that's
that.
going to be in a cyberpunk world. Just saying.
And
which is
a
cool.
weird-
I'll be
Which
with
gonna
that.
I
Interesting.
wouldn't- yeah,
Gonna be
But is he-
It's gonna be that's a cool, interesting.
But is he gonna be
concept right
needed or not needed though?
there. That's the thing. We don't know.
Mhm.
I mean,
Both.
I think we'll. I
Mm.
think.
Do both.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be
I
like
mean-
start off without being needed and then actually be needed.
Well,
Or
I
like
think
Korra,
I
who
feel
was
like
never needed.
I feel like sub bending is gonna be a problem. Okay.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
gonna neon light bend.
I mean, bro, tech bending would be crazy.
Oh, you create your. You can,
That'd be crazy,
Ooh.
like tech bending. And this would never come to fruition. But if it
You
does, that's
say that
crazy.
now,
But, like-
and then this
but,
man bends a whole computer out of a wall.
It's not even that, but being able to control tech with your mind or some shit like that.
It's
like
just
Kind of lame.
blood bending.
it would. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I don't know,
Hey,
bro. I don't know.
It's because it's a part of fire bending. There's electricity going through the circuits.
That would be bust. That would be in itself busted. Like, I think only one person should fucking do that. That should be one person in that universe, because otherwise that's just busted. Like, you can harness electricity to the point where you're controlling shit. Like, now if you give that to like 1,000 fire, I'm not even gonna use that. 60 firebenders, it loses its value.
So only one person, like he's on one person.
Yeah,
works
it's
with
like
that.
how
Okay, I
in the
see that.
original series, like Toph was able to metal bend, right?
she was the
like
only
she was,
one.
but she was pillar level, right? Now if you give everybody that same feat, like okay,
They
Toph
did,
made up for it elsewhere too, though.
Mm.
but they did.
They gave
like,
it to
They
gave it
gave
to a
all
bunch
like
of
a
airbenders.
whole
Or
nation
airbenders.
Yeah.
Jesus.
its own metal
That's-
bending.
Yeah, which is cool because now sub bending is starting to become a thing, but she's still a pillar at it,
Yeah.
The
which is cool.
OG.
I can deal with
Yeah.
that. You sound like you're about to disagree with me.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, um,
It's a concussion.
we got 2 concussed MFers on here today. That's why.
But
got
you're the
no
one
sense.
acting like one.
Beat you to it.
Oh yeah, I remember now. So your argument earlier was that Aang learned how to water bend in like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Homegirl learned how to metal bend in like 2 seconds.
No, not facts.
Oh wait, which part are you talking
We're talking about Korra?
Yeah, Korra
Korra?
learned how to metal bend in like 2 seconds.
about?
No, wasn't that a couple?
No, that-
No,
they took-
am I
She
thinking-
attempted.
She-
She attempted,
She learned it in one
and she
day.
failed. And then later on, I don't know, it's like, I can metal bend now.
I think I'm thinking of Homeboy, where he was struggling to.
He
learn
was struggling. He
metal
never
bending.
learned it.
Bolin was
Bolin,
struggling.
That's who I'm
But
thinking
he
of.
But he's a
was
lava
able to
bender
lava
now.
bend.
Yeah.
We're not
Cop
even gonna
out.
go into that. That infuriated me
But
so
that's,
much.
like that?
that's
No.
busted.
Yeah, like Bolin have lava bending.
That's
No, because it's like, oh, I'm about to
busted.
die.
I'm sorry.
Now, oh yeah, I can do this now.
Okay,
Nobody
I
taught
see your
him,
point.
There's a
lot of plot
Yeah, I
holes
get
I
it.
can
in Korra.
get that. I can get that.
Yeah.
I want. Yeah.
It's like,
Good point. But it's cool though.
yeah.
But let the Avatar get ready to die and go into the Avatar state and protect themselves. It's crazier, right?
He didn't go into it.
I'm sorry.
It just
random
happened.
question. Is
He didn't
combustion
try
a
to go. That's a
sub-element?
difference.
A fire
What if-
bending.
What if the Avatar had that?
Oh,
Dude, we're talking
lava
about
bending and stuff.
Not
no,
lava,
like
combustion.
combustion. I'm sure that
Oh,
they
you mean the-
can.
Mhm. But as the Avatar,
I think that's a sub.
That's
That's
a
a
sub
sub
thing.
element for sure.
There
but, like,
probably is
there
an
probably be
Avatar
one.
that has done it. Like,
Mhm.
what was it? There was
Maybe
one,
a
an Avatar
previous
that
av-
had lava bending.
maybe a previous lava bending wasn't all that common though. That
Yeah.
was like that was just as unheard of as metal bending.
Well, metal bending literally didn't exist
Yeah.
until Toph.
Off the go.
Dude,
Toph is my
could you
favorite
imagine?
character.
I seen the scene where she literally just folds into a door. Could you imagine being on that airship, right? And
Wait,
the most
you talking about
disrespectful
Soldier's
thing,
comment when she was on the airship? She was
yes.
knocking.
Bro, that's the
The way
most.
how
She
she
knocked on
felt.
the door. That's
I
so
know
disrespectful. That's like, oh, sorry, I have my shoes on in your
Dude,
crib.
I literally, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's
'cause
like, could you imagine being on shift that day or on on that fleet? Yeah, and you hear, oh yeah, there's some earthbender in the sky. I can't do shit here. Turns into a fucking tank right in front of your eyes.
Dude, the worst
I
part
would
is
shit my pants.
she traumatized him in 2 ways. She jumped through the door, folded it onto herself. You're just like, what the fuck? And then she jumps onto the ceiling like a fucking demon.
Hey, they had no idea who they
horrifying.
was. They had no idea. It was just some stranger on the plane, metal bending. Crazy. And you know, as a kid, I didn't understand that until I got older. Like, okay, that was actually dope what she just did. Like,
Oh
'cause
man,
that's-
yeah.
'cause
What?
As a kid, I was like, oh, that's cool. And, all
And then
that.
she kicked him off the fucking
Wait, did
bridge.
that probably been he hit her and she like blocked it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
metal.
He was like, ah. And she punched the shit out of him. And he
And-
flew like 10 feet. Goat.
Oh man, off the goat.
Yeah.
I hope they do her well in the second season.
I really do.
do.
She's my favorite character, so I really want them to do it well.
And they talking about that and they're not gonna make her blind.
No,
I hope
I
that-
think
I
that's
think- I
that.
think
That
that's a
was a
rumor. I hope
rumor
that's a
and
rumor.
fake.
Okay, it's fake. Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
it's so if that was true, I'll probably
That ruins the whole point of the character.
exactly.
Well,
Don't
I
make
think
that
people.
mistake
I
like
think
the
people are
movie.
thinking that due to the what is it? The badger moles that were in the
The live action.
action.
Were they not
because-
blind? Could they actually
No, they
see?
were sensing emotion. That's what they were saying was happening, right? Like
That's
whether they're
accurate.
actually
to
blind or
the-
not, cool. I mean, you know, that can go into animal instinct. Fine,
that-
cool,
that's-
whatever.
That's
Um,
accurate to the cartoon. In that
No, but
particular
the actual-
timeline, yeah, I know they're blind, but in that particular story arc,
Yeah.
it was based off the emotion. That's why they helped the
I guess it's also the way that it was
Couple.
introduced as well, because the first time we hear about the badger moles were through Toph.
Yeah.
So which is, you know, I guess that's where
I thought it was the
that's where
cave.
it's
That in the cartoon. I thought that's what we heard.
no, there
first
wasn't
time.
badger moles in the cave, were there?
They were in the
Mhm.
cartoon.
OG, in the
Yeah.
cartoon? I
I thought that's how
think I'm
we
getting
first
things
saw
mixed-
them,
I'm
and
getting
then
things
Toph
mixed up.
explained them. They were the original Earthbenders, but
Yeah.
we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
Like there's original original elements as animals, you know, like dragons, original firebenders. What is it?
The Sun Warriors?
Bisons. Yeah,
Mhm.
the bisons, airbenders. What was the waterbender one?
think
I
the
don't even
moon?
remember. Penguins, I guess. Oh,
The moon?
I mean, I don't know. That's a weird one. That's not an animal.
that was a really dope adaptation in this. Yes, of the whole little him becoming the fish.
That was cool. That's where
Oh,
a
you
lot
like-
of the budget went to for the first season,
Yeah, for sure.
which is cool. Which, yeah, you made up for it at the end, but I just don't want them to tie that into okay, he was waterbending this whole time because that's not what happened.
That-
That's not what happened.
He didn't do that. 'cause
No,
he
in
was
that
water
moment-
Right,
bending.
he was possessed.
By,
Possessed by
that was-
the-
by logic, that was spirit bending.
Not even.
No, I mean, yeah, technically that's
No.
what. Well,
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm just
No.
Out there.
Even like in the cartoon, it's not any kind of bending. It's not even him.
Yeah,
It's
he's just possessed.
he lets the fish take over.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
Possession.
talking about.
Yeah.
that scene.
Oh, you mean
Okay.
that? Okay, yeah.
He
That's
doesn't
what I'm
bend
referring
or
to,
anything.
yes.
He's just like, do
So
your
that
thing.
that wasn't him.
That was
No.
no, that was
it was never.
that was
Even in the actual show, it was never him.
that was
Wow.
one of those things where because you're the avatar and you're the bridge
Yeah.
between worlds,
Mhm.
he's just like, all right,
So someone took over.
possess me.
Literally,
Okay.
Kyoshi, Roku, the fish. That
Mhm.
what was it? That bear spirit or whatever.
Brother Bear.
Brother Beer.
Hey, don't talk about that movie. That movie is sad, bro.
I know what you're talking about, but what does he have to do with it again?
It's just those are the different ways that he's been, you know,
Possessed.
channeled or
Mhm.
people have been channeled through him. So yeah. Do we have any closing statements or any last topics?
Hmm.
There's so much. There's like still so much to unpack.
Well, don't forget that we have a Zuko movie coming out soon. The
Didn't
Airbend-
everything
the
got pushed
Avatar-
back a year? Did it not?
What was your issue with Sokka?
My issue with Sokka was
He had a problem with him?
I felt like
What?
I felt like Sokka was just there.
You don't think he was funny?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, not at
How you
all.
feel? You
He
think
just
was
looked
funny?
goofy. That was it. I think that was more of
That
a.
was his whole thing.
I think my only problem really with Sokka is like, I know it's like the main thing a lot of people complain about on Twitter, but also I kind of agree. Is like, I wish he was a little sexist from the beginning because it's his
just a-
character arc.
Just a little.
Just a
Is
little
it
I'm
bit.
not
Is it
asking. I'm
because
not
of the
asking
cancel
him to be
culture
full on
why they
degrading
didn't
to
do that?
women or anything
No, they
like that.
a lot of people are generally like, yo, I do. Why is he not sexist? And I agree to an extent. I do think he should be a little bit more sexist because he just has that perfect overarching of becoming understanding and like compassionate for like both sexes, and then a lot of his character arc is also learning to become a leader. That is his role in Team Avatar, and like the building steps are a little missing at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's just like right now it's just like, oh, I was the main guy at the village and I'm that guy. Instead of it being like, I was the main guy of the village and sexist. Because I was taught that only dudes could be
Right.
the leaders.
Make him a
and
high school. Make
know,
him a high school teenage
kind of
boy.
like that.
Not Andrew Tate, okay? Like there's different levels, you know. We're not talking about full on
very
degrade.
right.
We're not talking about hey, let's full on degrade women over here versus oh, you know, oh, you're a girl, like high school, middle school boy, right? Shut Frank.
He
didn't have to.
Yeah,
It's
he
all
doesn't
over
have
his face,
to.
bro.
We
It's
all
over
know.
his face.
Bro, you're a victim, bro. Why they do that? Like that?
But no, that's
I
that's
hear
my
you.
only main issue with Sokka is
It's
like
the
he
sexism, that's it.
he does kind of just feel there. He's lacking something, like a little bit of substance on his character. And even though it's trying to be different from the original Avatar, I appreciate that. Just needs a little bit something to his character because he feels like he's just lacking something.
He feels kind of cringy in moments.
Well, Sokka was
Forceful?
cringy.
He was
absolutely
But it felt
cringy.
more forced.
You have to
kind of
remember
thing,
it
you
is a
know?
cart-
That's what I think. That's
Right,
an
right.
acting thing.
Yeah.
I think he still
Oh,
hasn't figured
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
out.
it's probably an acting thing.
Okay.
So
Hasn't
what about
figured it
season
out.
2? He should be like a little bit better.
I think,
I think,
so.
I think in downtime right now they're doing classes and all this other stuff. So they're, you know.
So
hey, this
we'll
is
give
so
him a
big.
second chance.
I like
I mean,
him.
yeah. I don't necessarily have a problem with Sokka. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with any of the characters other than the lack of development. Because yes, we have the development that they've had from the show. I think what did kind of help was I guess what did kind of help, which was brought up in just the weird way with the lost souls, where they all had to relive like their traumatic experiences or whatever. Like, I mean, Sokka's wasn't as traumatic. He just got told by his dad that he kind of was just not it.
But
Versus
in the cartoon,
Katara literally seeing her mom
Okay, let me
burned to
know.
a crisp.
Don't
Okay,
downplay
all right,
people's
no, all
trauma.
right, my bad. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. No, that was wrong of me. I'll stand on that. That one was wrong.
But in the cartoon, his father never like told him that.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah. They don't say it that early in the series,
Yeah.
but
Oh, but by the time he did. Okay. Okay. Then.
I think it was more of the lack of him. Like he wanted to be a leader. He wanted to be just like his dad. But you know,
wasn't
it's more
ready.
like, yeah, he's like, hey, he's like, you know, you might want to
He
put him in
ain't
the
it.
sped classes because you know he's not necessarily there yet.
Canceled.
Bro, he proven himself by time.
Because like, let's be real though, Sokka was a little slow. He
In the
wasn't the
beginning?
brightest bulb in the.
No, you will not do that to him.
Yeah, no.
because
He's an engineer now.
he is a genius. Like that's
yeah.
what he has all the abilities to be a leader. He's just from an early age
Inexperience.
doing it
Age.
wrong.
Is it an age
It's
thing?
age, inexperience,
that.
and building as a man and as a person, human being. That's who he was throughout the series.
and you're
And you see it so much with him. Like he comes up with ideas. He comes up with knowing how to read maps and stuff, and building plans and giving
Okay.
like the ideas and everything.
Street smarts, not book smarts.
and then you're putting him in a world where people have powers.
Yeah.
Korra's is gonna look
Yeah.
useless.
Oh yeah.
I never
Also
said he
that,
was useless.
he-
I never said he was useless.
Also that he has no powers.
Yeah.
He teaches him. He goes and finds a master for
every
like weapon use and everything. Like he is a very gifted individual and very intelligent. You will not do that to him.
Don't forget he had the boomerang, y'all.
That
He
too.
was strapped, bro.
He was very good with that dang
He
thing
sure was. Yeah, you can't. Don't disrespect Sokka. He cool.
until
Hey,
give him
man.
cactus juice, and then he's just absolutely.
I
Then it
wonder
became
how,
his truer self.
I wonder how they gonna do that on him.
I don't even
on the
think we'll
second
get it.
season.
I don't even think
You
we'll
don't
get
think
it.
so?
No, I don't
nah,
think
they
we'll get it.
have to.
It's too
Oh.
goofy, and it doesn't really further anything, especially
There
if
was
we're getting
Momo too, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And one thing, my one thing with the show for the very beginning, how much they blue balled my cabbages. That whole scene with them doing it over and over where they kept cutting it off.
Until at the end, he had finally said,
Finally.
"We was all waiting for that moment."
Isn't that the original actor though?
I think he's the
Maybe?
original voice actor.
I think that's the original
so.
voice. If I'm not mistaken.
I think I saw that on TikTok.
That
If
was
I'm not
funny.
mistaken.
It was a good. That was a
Which is
good
funny,
bit.
that's
It was
funny
a
as
good
hell.
bit, but it was just like you
They
you
teased
do
us.
it. Yes.
Well played for them, cause they knew. Cause they knew we
They
liked
had
that.
to.
I think that would have got the show wrapped up if he didn't do that.
They've been like garbage. Send it home.
I'm sorry.
Anything else?
I'm sorry. Just one more thing. Just for free, Frank. When we talked about how Zuko did say honor a lot throughout the whole thing. What's your opinion about that? Because in the cartoon he says honor a lot.
Yeah.
And then, but what did he say in the Netflix?
He said glory.
Glory.
One time.
Do we all have a problem with that? And I don't know if you- did you have a problem with that?
I think
It's a
he.
question for Frank, right?
Mhm.
I think he has captured the character of Zuko pretty well. So that little minute thing did not stand out. And I think it was so driven into us in the cartoon that we know it. And I think him having to reiterate in the live action, honor would be overkill.
I think my problem with this.
Again, it is not an adaptation.
Correct.
You're
wasn't
you're
saying-
right. You're right.
Was I talking to him? Was I talking to him?
You're right. It's not supposed to be an adaptation.
Fucking waterbending over here, all right?
What's up, Lionel?
I feel very close to you now.
No, you're right. It's not supposed to be an adaptation. I think my only issue is with the glory versus honor in the cartoon with them saying honor and everything like that. That has to do with like something that feels more valuable than what glory is. Glory is like an achievement, winning, stuff like that. So changing the word feels weird.
Yeah.
Because honor is like, I've lost my honor. I've lost something so valuable compared to like an achievement that comes with just glory, winning, money, power. Honor is more of like, I've lost something spiritually, family wise, something more deeper attached than something materialistic. But it may be just me personally. I just wish
that's valid.
the word wasn't swapped. Do I have a problem with them saying it as like as much? Not really.
They didn't have to say it an absurd amount of time. You could have said it like the first time and then just kind of played on it then. But like honor just has that kind of impact, and that's
we used to that.
Yes, we're used to that, but like you said, it's a difference. It feels like it holds more weight. You don't have to be like, hey, every episode, oh, I have to restore my honor. No. That make him very passionate. Like that passionate scene was like, I can return home in all of my glory. I can return home in all of my honor. Like it's a difference. Like, and it could have just been just that one, and we didn't have to hear it for the rest of the show.
You'd have been okay with that.
I would have been okay with that. It's the impact, and it was the delivery of that.
I think it's also like part of his character development for the live action. For him still, where they're making him still look selfish. Like this is all about me.
If it swaps from glory to
That's what I'm
that would be
thinking.
fucking fantastic writing.
storytelling
I would
right
love
there.
that.
I would be cool. with
That would
I'd
be
be cool.
so good.
Like once he realizes that, hey, I don't want glory, I want my honor.
That
might be it.
that would be
I can,
Well played. Frank,
excellent
well played.
fucking
I
writing.
can get behind. I can
get behind that as well.
sir.
That was good shit. That was good shit.
Because that
Nah, he
would be
cooked, he
a
ate.
great arc. For it to go, like, if it was written like that, right? And it goes and they do that and everything and it all works out, dude, I would actually think that's a better development
Yeah.
for that arc in the live action than in the anime. Because I would want that because it feels something that would be so fitting for him because his thing is about change and learning himself.
Yep.
And like realizing like, no, I don't want victory and winning. And like money and power. I just want honor. That
That's
would
it.
be so cool.
And also just him figuring out what honor means to him. Like instead of somebody else
I'm gonna
imposing
gush.
that on you. Okay, no, for real though, we do got to wrap it up.
It was fun.
Okay,
It was fun.
cool. So the series is not bad. It's not bad. We just have our qualms with it. Visually pleasing. Frank doesn't like Korra.
I'll stand on it.
Just a recap. All right, that's cool. No, I really do appreciate you all being here. It was long overdue. Glad to have the guys back again. Where can we see you guys again? Follow,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Again, my name is Trevante Detman. You can find me on Instagram, Ventures Detman. Again, I am a videographer and a photographer. If you need some work, I got you.
Follow me at frnk.music.
You can follow me at Vinyl Fox.
And I am your host, CJ Wilkins. That's the C Squared Podcast, C2QUARED_podcast. Check us out on all platforms. The TikTok page is up and running now. Go check that out. We love y'all. Peace.